Okay, hello Emma. You got this book with you, right? Okay, we'll go through this book. Okay. Today we'll do the whole overview of direct and inverse proportion. Okay, so this is let me see, worksheet 7A is on page 93. Okay. But you have already started, right? You have already started. So I'm going to go through a little bit. I'm going to minus out the first part. We go through. Okay, this is page 95, I think. I think it's 95. Can we try 1E first? In case you've forgotten, the equation for direct proportion is given as y equals to kx. Okay, k stands for constant. Okay, this is constant, and x and y the values are given here. So you know how to prove that check whether this is direct proportion. Do you know?
I don't remember.
Okay. So you just take. Okay, let us look at this equation. Y equals to kx. Now I want to find what k is. So I write kx equals to y. Right? Still the same, right? I'm just rearranging, and then I bring the x over, or I divide this side by x and divide this side by x, you get y over x. Are we okay? Now, so now you want to find what the value of k is for each and every one of them. Can you take the y, divide by x, y divide by x, and what do you get? You tell me for each of them now. Okay. Okay. For the first one, what do you get?
9.
9. Second one?
9.
9. Third one?
7.7.
7 point something. So is it in direct proportion? No. Why? Because 7 point something. This is not the same. K is supposed to be constant, whereas K is constant. Is not constant. 997.5. So this is not in direct proportion. Okay, this is one test. Okay, so now you try now this one. Now you try this one.
It's in direct proportion.
Direct. So your value here is it 1 point how much?
7.
Okay, so it's all 1.7. So this is proof that it is in direct proportion. X and Y, they are directly in proportion to each other. Okay, we move on to the next one. We'll do a little bit of direct and inverse, okay? Then get overview, then in the later lessons, we can go deep into it. Now, looking at the graph, I think I went through a lesson with you, right, on direct proportion before. So now, do you think in graph 1, X and Y are in direct proportion or not? Do you remember there's two things you are supposed to look at? What are the two qualities? Do you remember? All right.
0.
Sorry?
0.
0, yes. The point of origin is supposed to pass at the point of origin, right? So it does not pass. So this is not in direct proportion. Okay. The other one is straight line lah. Okay. So it's straight line, but it's not passing in the point of origin. So now what about B? Does it pass through 0? No, so it is not in direct proportion. Are you okay? So from the graph, you can tell. From the table, you can tell. From the table, how to tell? You look at the constant. This side, you'll find that the constant is there, no? But, yeah, but anyway, okay, never mind. The gradient, what the gradient is constant, but you'll find that it's not equal to K. Gradient is not equal to K. Okay, never mind. We will move on to this. Question number 3. They ask you to prove that both of them are in direct proportion. There is one test that you're supposed to do. This is the test of K. So can you check, is it in direct proportion or not? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. What about the other one? B?
Yes.
Yes, so right? So you find if the value is the same, it's in direct proportion. Well done. Okay, well done, well done. Okay, oh, I better clear the screen. Huh? Can you try question number 4? They want you to find values of P and Q, and they tell you that Y is directly proportional to X. I'm just going to give you a clue, okay? You got to use a formula. And what is the direct proportion formula? Is Y equals to what? Kx. You got to use this formula. These values will tell you the value of K. So first thing to do is find the value of K first, using the first 5 and 4.
0.8.
0.8, so Y is equals to 0.8 X. Now you can substitute the values of for X to find P, the values of Y to find Y.
It's not directly proportional.
No, it's directly proportional. They really tell you it's directly proportional. So now they're not asking you they're asking you what's the value of P. P is now Y lah. So I'm going to write it as the equation. P is equals to 0.8. Then what's the value of X? Is 8 down here. So what's the value of P? You substitute in. You see, this is the formula, right? We know what is K. K is 0.8 according to you, right? Just now. Then the value of Y is P. Okay, I put P here lah. Value of X is 8. I put 8 down here. Now I can find P. What's the value of P? 6.4. Can you try now to find the value of Q? Q is the value of X. You can substitute inside here. You know the value of K. Sorry. Q is the value of X. You got to rearrange this to find X equals to what over what, or what times what. You got to shift this around.
Well,
12. Well done. Well done. Yeah. So it's quite easy, right? Have you completed the whole chapter already? Okay, you try question number 5. Are you okay, Emma? No. Okay. So now you tell me what's the generic means the general equation for direct proportion. Y equals to
mm,
kx. This is direct proportion. Okay. So now they give you the value of y. They give you the value of x. You can find the value of k. The first thing you need to do is to find the value of k. Can you find the value of k?
Eight.
28. Okay, let's see. I'm going to write down now. 14 equals to k times 2 lah, 2k. You get 2k here, no? 2k equals to 14. K equals to 14 divided by 2 lah, 7. So what are you going to do once you get this value? Very simple, watch. You know that the formula is y equals to kx. Okay, make sure first of all that y is y. Okay, this is y. They're using y. X, they're using x. Because in some questions, they might say A and B or P and Q. So now we make sure it's y because they want you to form an equation connecting x and y. So now you know what's k. So y equals to 7x. Why 7x? Because k is 7. You just find out. So this is your first answer. Now, once you know this equation, you can find out B and C. Can you find out B and C? Like the earlier questions.
Y equals to 1.
Y equals to 1. Okay, hold on.
21.
21, yes. 21, yes. Okay, can you try now see? What's the value of x? This time is a mixed number.
2, 6 7.
Well done. Well done. Okay, so far okay kan? Okay, just we move on and okay. Now they say that y and x are in direct proportion, and they give you the value of x and the value of y. They want you to find the value of y, but in order to do this, remember the earlier one, you need the formula. So you need to create, although they don't tell you need to find k, you need to find k. You need to come up with a formula first before you can do this question. So can you find k first? Okay, use the formula y equals to kx. Find k first. And then you tell me what's your formula, what's the equation for this direct proportion exercise.
To decimal.
Okay, as a fraction, what's your answer?
2
2 over 3. So your formula is like this lah. Y is equals 2 over 3x. You can write it this way, or you can also write it, hold on. You can also write it as 2x over 3 lah. Up to you, whichever you prefer. Y equals to 2x over 3. It's the same thing, right? Okay, this is the same thing. So this is your formula. Now, once you have this formula, you can find out what's y, right? By substitution. Can you find out what number 6? You will get also a mixed number.
over 3.
Well done. 2, 2, 3. So I want you to review the steps. In order to do this, you must always remember direct proportion has a generic formula. And when they give you one value of y and x, normally is to find k. Once you find k, you find the equation. Once you find the equation, given any value of x, you can find y. Given any value of y, you can find x. Is it okay? Clear now? So far, have you reached this stage in your school? Yes. Okay. Okay. Hey, Emma, have you eaten, Emma?
Breakfast or lunch?
Breakfast, breakfast. Okay. All right, here we go now. We try question 7. You know the steps again, although you don't need to do B, of course, okay, for A. But in order to do that, as what I explained earlier, let's see what you can do. Do you have the equation?
Is P supposed to be Y?
P is supposed to be
Y.
Y. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's can try, no problem. Yeah, P can be Y, but you change the Y to P lah, and change the X to Q. Okay. Once you get the equation, tell me, okay?
It's wrong.
Sorry?
I think it's wrong.
Something is wrong, is it? You send me your working, come, you take a photo and send me your working.
6 equals 1 over 3 K.
Okay, hold on. You are saying P equals to 1.
6 equals.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. Did you get, okay, so we write the equation first. You get P equals to K Q, correct? Then you substitute the value of P, 6.
1 over 3.
1 over 3K, right? Which is the same as 1 over 3K is the same as K over 3, you know. Do you know that? But no problem. If you don't know that, so it's no problem. But I prefer to write K over 3. Why? It's easier for me to see. So what do I do now? I can get rid of the 3. Right? I times by 3. And then I must times 3 over here. Uh-oh. I get, yeah, times 3 over here. So down here I get 18, right? Down here I get K. K equals 18. So my equation is P equals to 18Q. Now you substitute in the value. Okay?
I don't understand the P equals 18.
Okay. So now we go one by one. You understand the Y equals to KX? This one you understand? Okay, then next time you ask me, is YP Yeah, I see. Okay, we can take y to be p to be here. So x must be q lah. This part, are you okay? So now we put in the value. This one, okay. So I put in the value 6 equals to 1/3 k lah. Let's say 1/3 k. Okay. In order to get rid of this k, I can times this one. Do you understand? Multiplying by 3. This one, you get it? Because I want to get rid of this 1/3. See? Or if you do not want that way, never mind, no problem. You can take 1/3 k is equal to 6, right? So you want to find what is k. K equals to 6 divided by 1/3. 6 over 1 divided by 1/3. You can use your calculator also, you will get 18. If you want to do working, 6 over 1 times 3 over 1, because you got to do the flip one, right? Times 3 over 1, you will get 18. So you will get k equals to 18. This part, are you clear? Clear? That means now P, your equation is equals to 18k. This part, are you clear? Yes, okay. You are clear now, we are going to put in the values now. Sorry, P is equals to 18Q, not 18K, 18Q, which is here now. Yeah, I'm gonna, so now they tell me the value of Q is 4.5. I substitute this value inside now here. So I get P equals to 18 times 4.5. And then I will get the answer, which is, let me see, 81. 81. Can you try the next one then for part 2? For part 2.
Q equals 20.
Sorry?
Q equals to 20.
Q equals to 20. 1 over 20 or 20? Okay, we can do it together, no problem. Sorry, 1 over 20 or 20? 0.
0.2.
I can't hear you. Okay, can you write on the screen what is the thing? You write on the screen. Because your voice sometimes is like a 16.2. Okay, let us see whether we get 16.2. Here we go. Now, let us see now. Okay. Down here now, they tell us we want to find the value of Q. So we do not know Q, but we know P. The formula is P equals to 18Q. Q we don't know, but P we know is 0.9. Okay, 18 is here. I want to find what is Q. I put it like that. Maybe you're more used to like that. So I want to find Q is equals to 0.9 divided by 18. Not 18 divided by 0.9. You see?
1 over 20.
So can 1 over 20 do you get? Yes, or 0.05, like either one. So we just got to be careful with this. Emma, just be careful, okay? Let's see now. We do last two lah. Maybe this is the end of it. Okay, we do last two lah. Same thing. This is the same thing. No, this is not same thing. This is not same thing. This one, okay, never mind. We don't need to do this one. This one, we can do this one, but just be careful about one thing, okay? I just want to highlight. This spring extends. You imagine the extension of a spring. Okay, someone is pulling a force. There's a spring. So this now, when we talk about spring extension, is like this. Let's say now they go around. Let's say this is the original length. So when it goes like that, this is the extension. Okay. So down here, they are talking about the extension. X is the extension. But in the other part down here, they talk about the length of the spring. Length of the spring is extension plus the original length. Okay, but don't worry about all this. I'm just highlighting first. Okay. Can you do that formula? They want you to write the formula down here. Can you see? This time is no longer X and Y. It's X and F. So you can assume normally when they give the first one, that's the Y lah. It X as a Y. Although they say X, X as a Y. So what is your formula?
Three N equals 4.5K.
3N equals to
4.5K.
4.5K. Okay. So we remove the N, okay? We remove the N. All right. Good. Can you find what's K? Find what's K. You are getting it. You're getting it. Hold on, hold on, wait. Hold on, hold on. Stop. Stop. Is the other way around. Okay, hold on. The extension down here means this is what, the 4.5, The other way around, okay? How? Do you get 3K equals to 4.5? Or 4.5 equals to 3K? Do you get it? Yeah. So can you find what's K? we do together. If in case you are, so we go by what we know. What we know is y equals to kx first. So we take the first part down here to be the y lah, which is in this case now x equals to k, and down here you have what? F. Okay. Kf lah. This is the formula. So down here is 4.5, as we can see in the first example. This is the extension, huh? And then this is equals to k times 3, which is 3k. So 3k equals to 4.5. I'm just rearranging it. And k equals to 4.5 divided by 3 lah. What do you get? It's 1.5. So we know that k is a constant 1.5. Once you know this, you have the formula. And what is the formula? Down here we have to write. Notice you must use the letters given. Just now you use n. There's no n here. So this is the formula, right? X equals to kf. But we already know what k is. 1.5 f. Okay? If you're okay with this, you understand this? This one understand? Huh? Can you find what is the extension of the wire when 5n is applied? When f is equals to 5, what is x? Good. So this is 7.5. That's the extension, you know. So when they put 5n, they says the whole length is 10 cm. So what's the original length? The extension now is, okay, original length we do not know. But when you put 5n, it increases down here by 7.5. The extent. And they tell you that the whole thing is 10 cm. So how many cm is the original part?
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. That's your answer. But in order to, that's the whole question. In order to understand this, you must visualize the spring. You have played with springs before? You know you can stretch and go back. You don't know. Your mechanical pencil might have spring. No? But of course, beyond a certain point, there is no more direct proportion. Beyond a certain point, it is rosak lah. The spring will be bent. So this is only within a certain limit. The direct proportion might be, I do not know how many cm. Okay. Okay. We will move on to inverse proportion. Are you ready? Are you set, Emma? Set? No. Okay. All right, here we go. So inverse proportion, we move on to this one. No, not this. Not this one. 7 point. Unit 7. 7D. 7D. Okay. So what's the difference? What's the difference? We will do. Okay, you try 7D first. You try to see whether you can do it. Can you try first and see? 7D. Okay, we down here now. You have not started on inverse proportion, right? Have you started? You started already. You started. So what's the difference to you between direct proportion and inverse proportion? Do you how long have you started on the direct and inverse? One whole week?
In 2 lessons.
2 lessons. We didn't let what means first lesson you did direct, second lesson you did inverse.
Because it's online, so we just like do on our own.
I see. Okay. So now I just explain on the board first, so that I need you to understand the concept. Otherwise, if you don't understand the concept, you're just applying formula, you know. So I hope yeah, I assume that you know. The example, we have books. Right? Let's say this is 3 books. Okay, 3 books. There's 3 books here, and the height is 6 cm. You know that if I add more books, the height will be higher, right? Okay, so this is direct proportion lah, basically. You can find actually the height of one book, the thickness of one book is 6 divided by 3, you get 2. 2 is K lah, constant. Okay? Now, inverse proportion is the opposite now. Example. You are now walking from town A to town B. Your speed, let's say you're driving a car lah. If you increase your speed by 50 from 50 km per hour to let's say 100 km per hour, the time taken now will go down. Higher your speed, faster you reach the end. Now this is opposite, right? Just now, more books, greater height. More books, more books, the height of the books goes up. Down here now, higher speed, time goes down. This is inverse proportion. Okay, the relationship is opposite. One is you stack more books, I stack more books, you increase the number of books, the height increases. This one now you increase your speed, the time taken is reduced. That's the difference between direct and indirect. So what else? Did your teacher tell you the formula? Okay, I'll give you the formula. You want to write down this somewhere lah, maybe. Okay, one is direct, the other one is inverse. First thing is X increase, Y increase. Correct? X can be anything lah. Number of books, number of hours work, then you get more money earned, or taller someone is. Whereas this one, X increase, Y go down. You must be able to think of examples for both lah. Okay. Now the formula now is given by Y equals to KX for direct. For indirect, Y over K over X. Different. Okay, you must know these two formulas. You want to find Y is KX. This one you want to find Y is constant divided by X. Just now when we want to find K, I move this here. It's Y over X. See, I move the other side. It's Y over X, right? Down here you want to find K is X times Y. You bring it up. So remember that's not the test we did. We take Y divided by X, Y divided by X. Do you remember that? Then we get the constant value. Now you don't divide, you know. You must take X times Y, X times Y, X times Y. Then you can get the constant. So I think we practice. Emma? Are you lost, Emma? Are you okay, Ma? I'm trying to see whether you get it. I hope you get it. Okay. Maybe we do. Okay. To better understand this, maybe we do direct example, then indirect. Direct, indirect. Maybe it might be easier for you to grasp. Okay, we try. Okay, but now in this case, okay, hold on. Okay, all right. Now here, there is a relationship here now. Okay, you have 5 robots, and then they can finish the work in 3 hours. Correct? If you want to finish in half the time, is 1.5 hours. Do you need more robots or less robots? More, right? So now this one you divide by what? Divide by 2. What you want to have it? This one you must times by 2. Can you see now? This is what I mean by the inverse proportion. One side you divide, the side times. So you get 10 robots lah. You need 10 robots. Now for this sort of easy stuff, you can use this method. Okay. Okay, so you can see here, more robots, less amount of time. Let us try the next question now. Hold on. Can you now, just based on this alone, remember what we did? We come up with the formula first. Remember now? Just now you remember? So now we must come up with the formula. What's the formula? This number of days. Number of days, we take it to be y lah. Okay? Y equals to k over x. So this is supposed to be x. Workers is x. Time is y. So you put in and you find out what is k. Can you find out what k is? Find out what is k.
Eighty.
Good. So you get rid of 20 times 20 here times 20 here. You get k equals to 80. Well done. Okay, now we rewrite the formula lah. Remember, this is now the formula, so we change it now. So, yeah. Okay, we can write time even lah. No problem. We can write time equals to k is 80. Below is number of workers. Okay, I put NO lah, number. Okay. So now they ask you if there's 25 workers, how long will it take? Just substitute in lah now. You can find the time. Can you do now the question? You understand what I'm explaining? Am I? Yes, right.
2.2.
3.2. Yes. So it will take 3.2 days. Well done. That's it. So we are getting now. I know the complex one. How come I'm going to put formula like that? Okay, never mind. I'm going to try to show you another method. Let's see whether it's possible. 20 workers for this. This is just for you to see another method, okay? Let's say if one worker were to do this, one worker. How many days would it take? Ask yourself, from 20 to 1, you need to divide by?
20.
This is inverse proportion. So down here you need to, instead times by 20. One worker will take 80 days. Ya Allah. That is why your 80 is the constant. See? If one person were to do it, it's 80. So now they say 25 workers. You times by 25, correct? Correct, nah? Times by 25 workers, right? Times 25, you get 25 workers. What must you do over this side? Instead of times, you need to divide by 25. Can you use your calculator? 80 divided by 25. Do you get 3.2? Okay, so so I want you to see that if let's say you say I really can't grasp this formula, then you can do this method.
I did that method just now, but I didn't know it was correct.
Okay, so you are right. You're right, eh? In this, there is actually a constant. The constant is when it's 1 unit. This is like a value that doesn't change. Without this value, you cannot do. So you do not know what to, it has to be the same. This is a standard value. So when you do use the formula method, remember there's other methods now. And when you connect the two, that's when understanding comes in. Okay. So, okay, 3.2 days. Okay. Emma, you need to take a drink. Please take a drink. I feel tired for you now. Are you okay? You know why? Because normally we have like 1 hour and it's approaching like it's 45 minutes. I was thinking, well, Emma is so steady. It is me actually because I always buy chocolates. Do you remember not, me buying chocolates and latte and whatnot? Okay. Now on this one, you try now. You try. Remember what you need to do. Hold on. You want to do both methods? Okay. If you want to do the other method, no problem. Do the other method. But I need you to also do the formula method later on. But you do whichever method that you think works first. Okay, maths must make sense lah. Okay, you try question number 3 first.
A equals 14.
Wow. Wow. Hey, show me. What you do? What did this girl do? Okay, hold on. Emma, you disappeared. Emma. Hold on. It turned blank for one. Wait. Wait. Don't move. Don't stop. Don't move. Okay, thank you. Oh, you did formula method. Our sister did the formula method. Okay, 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 okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So how you understand formula method? You prefer formula method or where are you?
Sorry.
No problem, no problem. So you prefer you understand formula method? You're a very sad girl. Why? What happened? You don't like holidays? It's a holiday today, right? Okay. So well done. So in this case, you got your K to be 2. Hold on. No, your K is 14. You have not finished the thing. Your K is, they ask you, okay. So now you have found out what is K. Sorry, I was excited. And then K, so we write down now. Y equals to K over X. Okay, you have done this lah. So you put in, this is 4, it is a 3.5. Time is normally the Y lah. Persons, people is normally, the effect is normally here. Down here is the number 4, and then K, and then after it's K equals to 14. Now this is just K. So your new formula is Y equals to 14 over K, 14 over X lah. So now you must complete the second part.
98.
Sorry?
98.
Are you sure 28?
98.
98. Aduh. More. There's 4 painters no down here. Now you got 7 painters that take even longer time. Not only that, they take 98 hours. You got the wrong painters. You are having more, you should have less time. So now, what happened? You put in, you must put in correctly. 3.5 is supposed to be where? It's supposed, sorry, 7 painters is supposed to be, in the X part. Remember, this is people. You want to find a time. So you divide lah. 14 divided by 7. Your answer is 2. Are you confused, Emma? No. But from your answer just now, you must reason yourself now. It was 98 or even 9 or even more. Anything more than is not possible. Because you employ more people, how come we got lesser? In that case, you better employ just one painter, you become faster. But you know it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. So okay, we move on. We move on to question number, let's see. This one question number 3, yeah. This 3D. Can you try this? You gotta find K first. You take the you find the answer to this one. You say you don't need K, right? You need K. You just find how long it takes to print. This one is simple, straightforward. The next one, then you use the K.
K equals 100.
K equals to
100.
100. Okay. Can you show me working? Show me working. Okay, can you solve it? You solve it straight. Can you solve the whole thing? You try to solve it first. This one you got the answer? Is it 100 or what? Is this 100, is it? This is how long? This is straightforward one, huh? This is straightforward here. Don't need to use a formula, just do something very simple. Imagine you don't need to use a formula.
$2.5.
One, you know what's a 3D printer? This prints objects, no? If one smart case takes 20 minutes, 50 smartphones, don't use inverse yet. Don't use inverse. Will take a longer time. You are saying the one printer now, I print more, I take a shorter time. Cannot be. This is now direct proportion. Be careful, they're going to mix everything. So what is this? One handphone, smartphone now, 20 minutes. 50 smartphone takes
1,000.
1,000. Good. Now, this question now down here, this is where you, okay, you may not even need to use K. If you think you don't need to use K, don't use K. If you think you need to use K, use K. You try on the next one. They say now they're going to use 8 printer. This one printer, if one printer prints 50 smartphones, it takes 1,000 minutes. 8 printers is going to be shorter. So how many? If you don't need to use the formula, don't use. Just go straight to it. I don't think you need to use the formula for all this. Just use normal logic. You can do like that. You can do you can use the, because if you are confused, might as well you do that this method. Right? And then to 8 printer, you need to times, right? The amount of time will go up or go down. If it's go down, you got to do the opposite down here. This one is times by 8, right? Down here, divide by 8. Why? Because you're having 8 printers, right? Then you find answer. And then you change it to hours and minutes.
One, two, five.
Sorry?
1, 2, 5.
1 to 5. And this is how many hours, how many minutes? Because they want the answer in hours and minutes.
Two hours and 5 minutes.
Okay. So now what is the lesson we done? Sometimes all this formula into y equals to k over x. I'm not saying you can throw it into the dustbin, but you don't use it. If it is that simple like that, use this one. Because when we use this one, we got to find k. It becomes confusing. What is k? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So sometimes just if you think this logically can be done this way, do this way. No problem. Are you okay, man? You understand what I'm saying? Because now sometimes they give you the formula. The formula is like saying it causes you to be very rigid, you know. So if you feel it's another way is better, just use the other way. Simple. Okay, we try the next one. Same one, huh? This one. For me, I changed this to minutes. Okay, if you need to use the easier method, use the easier method. So do you think that it can be emptied within 40 minutes? Yes or no? That's what they're asking. Am I okay, ma? Ken? You're checking the answer.
No, looking at the other page.
Are you able to do?
$22.5.
21. Okay, can you show me now? Show me your whole. Show me the thing. I will have to do. Thank you very much. Okay, let us see now. Okay, this is the one, right? Now, this one is one pipe is not in minutes lah. Remember, this must be indirect proportion, inverse proportion. 8 pipes is faster. One pipe is slower. So faster when you divide by 8, you get one pipe. Down here you must times by 8. You get it? Because it's an inverse proportion. You got to ask yourself, is this in direct proportion or in inverse proportion? So in this case, it's inverse proportion. So you get 30 times 8 is 240 minutes. Then you try go to 6.
1440.
140.
240.
Okay, 240 is correct. Now here is 240, right? And then now you want to go to 6, you times 6, you must divide by 6. Okay, you get it, huh? So now, so what's the answer?
Okay.
40 minutes. So it can be done in 40 minutes. The question is saying, determine whether the remaining pipes can empty the tank in 40 minutes. Yes, it can. And this is proven. Okay. Now, can I show you the formula method? Formula method, huh? Where is it? Here. So I ask myself, what is Y? Y normally is represented by time lah. So Y equals to K over X. Okay, now here. So X is the number of pipes, sometimes the number of people. So we know what this is, 30 minutes equals to K, we do not know what it is, divided by 8. Right? So we can find now what K is. Okay, so when we leave K here, we get rid of 8 is 240. How do we do it? You times by 8, you times by 8. So K is 240. So your new formula would be Y equals to 240 over X. Okay, now they say that 2 of the pipes are choked, so there's only 6 pipes left. And they ask, what's the speed? So if we find out lah, 240 divided by 6, you get Y, which is 40, right? Your answer is 40 minutes. So 40 minutes, you got it right? It's okay. We try the next one. Next one, you can use either method also. Okay, you try this one. Question 6. I suggest don't use formula for this one. You use a comparison. One minute. Hi, Ma. Is it okay? I'm sorry, Ma. I have done this. Ma. Next time I go to your place, I'll buy you, okay? But when would that ever be?
I did the formula method.
Okay, so what do you get?
48
48 hours. You know, 48
minutes.
okay, show me. Okay, thank you. Hold on, huh? How do I get out? Yeah, let's see. Okay, then you divide by 720. Divide by what? 15. Do you want us? I forgot what's the question. You want to show 15 blouses. But it's no longer 3 seamstress now. No longer 3 seamstress. It's now 2 seamstress. So how? Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll come to your formula in a moment. Let us use the comparison method first. Okay, we use the comparison method because now there's three variables now. So okay, we use the first one, 3 seamstress, 2 hours, 6 blouses. Now we want to change to, let's say, 1 seamstress. Down here now, you have to divide by 3, right? If 1 seamstress, the amount of time is going to increase. So you times 3. That's 6 hours. So 1 seamstress will take 6 hours to sew 6 blouses. Because the context down here, we are talking about 6 blouses, right? So if we can see this relationship, 1 seamstress takes 6 hours to sew 6 blouses. That means she takes 1 hour to sew 1 blouse. So now see, but now I'm a little bit confused now. Okay, down here in indirect, but between the time and the blouse is direct one. Less time you spend, the less time you spend on the blouse, you divide by 6, you also have to divide. So actually, down here is, this is direct proportion. Then from here to here is indirect proportion. Okay, this is where it becomes a little bit complex now. See, between seamstress, you have more seamstresses, less time. Less seamstress, more time. Can you see indirect? But let's say we talk about 1 seamstress. She spent 6 hours, 6 blouses. She spent 2 hours, she will get 2 blouses. 1 hour, 1 blouse. So this is now direct. So now, if let's say you are going to sew 15 blouses, 1 seamstress, she wants 15 blouses, that means she would need 15 hours. Correct. And if there's going to be 2 seamstresses, 2 of them, means this 15 hours is going to be divided by 2. Because there's 2 seamstresses. So you get 7.5 hours each. How? Are you okay? Is it okay? You understand what's being taught? No, you're scratching your head. Okay. Okay, but overview, you're okay. First introduction, you're okay. Okay, whatever your teacher taught on HBL, was it understandable by you? Or now you understand better?
It was a video from MOE, so it's not
Vi-
cheating.
Oh, it's not really. They just play a video. You just play a video, is it? Oh, okay, okay. So okay, but more or less now we just recap, eh? We recap, okay? Can I say, Emma, that you for direct proportion you understand that this increases. Indirect inverse proportion, this increase, this goes down. Okay, and then the formula is y equals to kx. So y equals k over x. This one, you want to find the constant y divided by x. You want to find constant x times y. Okay, for now, this is okay. Why that question 6 was a little bit complex is because they mix the two. There's one part is direct proportion. There's another part is inverse proportion. Okay, we try one more question. We try one more question, okay? We see. Because sometimes it may take 2 attempts to understand. Yeah, it doesn't matter lah. Now, this one might be a little bit easier because this one, the number of blouses changes. Over here is only one building. So can you try now? This one you find a K and whatnot.
Is X days or workers?
Okay, so X would be the number of day. No, X would be the number of workers lah. Y would be the number of days. Always, if you have time, Y is normally always going to be time. Emma?
I don't know.
Sorry, what did you say?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to show you now. Okay, we have to identify what's x and y first. We agree, first of all, that the formula for indirect proportion is y equals to k over x. Okay, this one is okay, right? And then x is the number of workers. In this case, it's 12. And this is the number of days, which is 6. Or we can put it in hours. I think best to put it in hours. So 6 hours a day for 10 days. So 6 times 10 is 60 hours. So I'm going to put in to find what is k. So it's 60 equals to k over 12. So what is k? K equals to 720. Okay, that is the first point. Now what we need to do, we need to write down now the formula y equals to 720 over x. And then we ask ourselves, what is it you want to find? Oh, you want to find the number of workers first. So down here, they say can only use 8 days. And how many hours are there in 8 days? 1 day is 6 hours, right? 8 days, 8 times 6, 48. So we are given a ultimatum here. This one is supposed to be 48 hours. So how many men is needed? You can find out how many men is needed by finding the x. Can you find? So you divide lah. Okay, if let's say now you bring this up and you bring this down, you get 720 divided by 48. You will get 15 workers. So now they ask you there's 12 workers. Now, you need how many more? We need 3 more lah. How, Emma? Emma, is it okay, Emma? Emma? I myself, I'm not too sure whether you get it. If not, I will show you the other method. Okay, we show you 2 methods. Okay, one, let's assume now you have 12 workers, right? They take 6 days, right? And then 6 days is, 6 hours a day. They take 10 days, right? And this is 6 hours a day. So this is 60 hours of work. By how many workers? By 12 workers. If 1 worker were to do it, you divide by 12. You get 1. You must times by 12. This is where you get 720. What is 72 hours? If 1 worker did it, it will take 720 hours. Okay? Now, they want the number of days to be what? 8, is it? 8 days is how many hours is that? 8 days. Let me see. 8 days is only 48 hours, no? So you must ask yourself, can you just take 720 to divide by 48? What's the number?
15.
Sorry?
15.
15. You divide by 15, you get 48 hours. Now the number of workers you must times by 15. So you get 15 workers. So what did I do? I went down to 1 worker. If 1 worker did the whole job, he would need 720 hours, which we found out just now when I showed you K is actually this. What is K? Is normally, let's say just now we did thickness of a book. 1 book is K. Or the amount of time needed to complete the entire job by 1 single person, that's K. And then we find out now. I mean, from 720 hours, you want to reduce it to 48. You got to divide here. But if you want to do things faster, you have to increase this. It's inverse proportion. You got to times. Maybe this is just the introduction, Naima. Okay. I hope you get an overview of it. Next lesson in school, you're gonna be continuing with this, right? Okay, so the next lesson I'll go in deeper. Okay, perhaps I will try to do both methods for you to be able to see clearly, and then we see how it goes. Okay, Emma? Emma, are you set, Emma? Are you confused or not? No, right? Am I confusing you? No, right? You're just want the chocolate. Okay, lah. Don't want also. Okay, so I'll see you not tomorrow. Okay, can we make it on Friday? Is it okay? You want tomorrow? I can do it tomorrow. No, tomorrow I cannot. Tomorrow night I'm having a course lah. Can we do it on Friday? 5:30 to 7. Okay, okay lah.
Yeah.
Okay, 5:30 to 7. So I'll see you on Friday, and we'll go through another round of this. Okay, you take care. Bye bye.